certainly an exciting game for the fans. A game that went down to the wire. 3.5 minutes left. It's a 1-goal game. I think we somewhere in that last 5 minutes had a pretty decent chance that we couldn't quite capitalize on. But on the other side, a lot of credit to the opponent, and that we had a hard time really generating the offensive or puck possession parts of the game, the back half of the game. And, you've got to get your share of that activity. It keeps you out of your own end. It takes pressure off your goaltender, who played extremely well today. Kate was there all the way for us and kept us alive. But I think the kids kept competing, kept fighting. We're a little bit shorthanded here with 2 goalies and I believe, if I'm right, 4 skaters, out of the lineup here today, if not 5. And, made it a little bit tougher for us. But I really commend all the people that were in the lineup. They did everything they could. They were blocking shots. They were defending, killing penalties. And in the end, the key goal at the end, as well as the first one, scored by, 2 of the best players in this league. And try as we may, they're tough kids to shut down completely. You want to keep them under control. And, 57 minutes in, it seemed like we had done that again. But, Elena got a big goal and they closed it out.
Yeah, Coach, it felt like this game kind of changed in the second period there. What do you feel like Northeastern did differently, maybe the second half of the game, to kind of tilt the table a little bit?
I mean, what I saw is they just they were carrying the play with their legs, but also their puck distribution, and that's your making a pass, making a read, chipping it to an open space, but then being able to get there first. And, we ended up defending. And I think where we could have been better was we could have defended a little more assertively. But I think myself and my staff felt like we were half trying to cover that kid, but worried about what they were going to do next. And if you do that, you never really cover anybody. And all of a sudden the tic-tac-toe starts and the puck possession multiplies. And now you get people that are caught on long shifts, get a little bit tired. So it's probably a two-way street that we could have been better in that area, and they could have. They bring some talent that's pretty darn solid, and we're not the only people that have trouble with them in this league for the last 4 to 5 years. And that to me is what happened. And unfortunately, it continued a little bit into the third period, where again they carried it with shots on goal, and we were kind of defending, and just couldn't quite, create. And I think there were probably a few times, if you go back and look at the film, maybe we could have moved the puck. We could have done this just a little better and maybe gained some momentum, but it never really materialized for any length of time. And I think in the first period, you had not only shots on goal, but territorially a pretty darn even first period.
Coach, with all the postponements in the last couple of weeks, have you been doing anything differently in practice to, try to at least simulate some in-game scenarios differently than you might with, consistent games every weekend?
A lot of it's been what we could do. We had a day this week that, we got put on pause, so we didn't skate there, and we had taken a day off 2 days before that, so we sandwiched a practice in between. And then when we came back, we were I think we worked on a couple of what I call half-hour 35-minute practice. We had 3 like 7-person groups, or 3 6 and a couple 7, something like that. So small groups because of the people that were sidelined for medical purposes. And that makes it hard. What can you do then? You can work on some skills. You can work on some angling. You can, work on some shooting, a little bit of skating. But even the conditioning side of it's tough because, you're not going to go down the goal line and skate for a half hour that way. You want to do something that's more game-like. But the last few days, we've had some good practices, a few more players 2 days ago, and then the lineup that was going to be in play yesterday. And, I don't think that has anything to do with what went on today. I think we've worked hard, and we're a team that relies on a lot of people to contribute, a lot of people to play well, and probably up front after the first, we just didn't put a lot together, and that might be the one thing that you'd love to see change, but. I've said it all along, our game is we've got to bring it down to the end. We've got to get the timely goal. And, we didn't quite do that. We had a couple of power play opportunities where we got a good tip to the net. Christina Vogt was there and two of her teammates there, but we just couldn't quite put the rebound away. And, we were moving it around at one point and had something that looked like it was in the zone, but other people didn't see it as staying in the zone, and that breaks a little momentum. But again, 5-on-5, you still have to generate more than we did today, and that's something we'll have to focus on and work on.
And maybe a bright spot today was Kate Stewart, and not often that you see only one goalie name on the chart here. So can you just maybe elaborate a little bit on how that happened, and then also I think career high 44 saves for her, just the way that she stepped up for you today.
Yeah, well, we're all living this world with the pandemic and COVID and Omicron and whatever else is flying around out there. And, unfortunately, we had, some situations where two of our goaltenders were under the watchful eye of the medical world, and it kept out of the lineup. Thankfully, they'll be back here pretty quickly. But while the league rules talk about having two goalies in 15 as kind of your focal point, if as a coach you wanted to play with 14 or even 13 skaters, you have that prerogative. And I just felt like after Boston College last weekend, it would have been a lot worse, above the neck if we didn't play a game. These kids wanted to play a game. They want to come to get a fantastic education, but they don't want to come here to play 12 games like we did last year. They want to play. And let me say, they were excited. They came out ready to play, and they competed right to the end, blocking shots and, getting pucks out of the zone. But, it didn't turn into a win. And that's the frustrating part for all of us coaches and them, is we've won our share of games this year, but not as many as we want to win. And, most of them have been of the somewhat nail biting, variety, even if the shots on goal don't indicate that. The scoreboard still says 2-1 with less than 3 minutes left, I think. And, a great player puts one away.
And then Coach Lacey Martin with 5 points in her last 4 games. I know the sample size is very spread out over the course of 2 months, but is there anything you've seen in her game that's changed?
Two things, really. I mean, number one, we put her to center, and when you play center, you have to defend more down low, but at the same, which causes a lot of energy and takes away some of your energy, but it also gives you, the ability to go left or right when you're coming up the ice and carrying the puck. And, Lacey's not somebody who's as powerful as other players that are out here or in this league, but she shoots a puck well. She handles it well, and has pretty good, skating speed. And what I think she can do in the middle is has a little more flexibility to go left or right, where when you're on the wall in a wing, there's more wall battles. There's more things that didn't allow her to get free or get going. And, that's probably the thing I see. And then there's that age-old thing called confidence, and when you get confidence, it's amazing how one chance, which she had tonight, basically, maybe 2, but 1 finds its way in as a long screen. Jessie DeVito made a real nice play to her against Syracuse right after Christmas, but she finished it, where that might have slid off the edge of her stick and hit the post or gone just wide. So she's got confidence, but I think the change has done her well. And thankfully, I haven't seen, a real weakness or sore spot on her defense. I think she's done her job there. Without a doubt, she might get a little more tired here and there, but that's where we have to recognize a coach and just give her a shift off in the middle of a period so she can still defend and still make things happen offensively. And, excited for her that people go in those type of streaks. And what we wanted is for it to be about a 34, 35 game streak. But reality is you get 3, you get 4, you get 5 games in a row, you get points, you feel good about yourself, and it gets recognized, and we probably find a little more ice time for somebody like that.